Are you ready? What's my name? What's my name? Say Kareem Ali. Say Kareem Ali. You're listening to
Are you serious?
the Hip Hop Debate Show.
Okay, so hear me out.
The official podcast of Kareem Ali. In about 2 seconds, Kareem Ali will begin to speak. Let's start this shit. Kareem Ali TV. This is the Are You Serious podcast. We discuss various topics through the lens of hip hop culture. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I don't never say that shit, but I think I should start now. And on the show today, we got at least 3 niggas, including myself, that's got sprayed on Shaka's show. 3.5. You'll see some more. We're going to introduce the guest today. We got the co-host Slangston, Hughs, Lyrical Leviathan, and your Victor Rogers the third. That's cool.
That's I'm saying.
Okay.
The unsprayable one, Lyrical.
Pause. It just sounds like oh Diddy, goddamn. You walk into the shit all the time.
Oh, walk into it. Okay.
We got one of the illest niggas ever, Icon, the God, about to catch a body. The streets need a body, like problem shit. You know what I'm saying?
I promise, man.
Got my man Skills Mega. Dope.
Yo, peace.
You know what I'm saying? Holding down for hip hop in Baltimore City. Some of the best live shows I've seen in the, last year or so. The youth movement coming up. Not that you're almost not a youth anymore. You're getting, the tooth is gonna
I'm getting up there, you know.
Just wait till your balls start hanging longer than your dick. You feel the toilet's cold. I don't understand what happened. Like the blood flow circulation, like you're about 12 years away from that. But and we got my man Rod the Blizz, dope MC, dope producer, staple of Baltimore hip hop. I think you're from New York, right?
Originally, yeah.
You're Baltimore.
Yeah.
I've been calling Rod the
more
Blitz for like 15 seasons, bro. Like Kobe had a number 8 on his back, but I mean, you did that track with Mr. T Rocky 3 sample and shit. I pity the fool.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that shit was hard. I wanted to steal that from you, but I couldn't.
Oh yeah. That was that was on the damn mixtape. Yeah, you probably one of the few people who got that shit.
Yeah, I love that shit.
I got that joint somewhere over here.
And Vic, yeah.
I used to have a stack of independent Baltimore. I rather listen to independent dudes than like industry.
Yeah.
Brass Monkey. Creativity.
Oh yeah, the Brass Monkey, the classic.
Yeah, the Brass Monkey days was dope. But y'all, today we're gonna be talking about on the heels of the Kendrick Drake battle that I think hip hop won, Universal Music Group won, because 5 out of those 6 songs were
crazy.
Top 10. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be talking about the top 5 greatest diss records of all time. And you can add a few. I don't want to do more than 5 per se because we don't have a lot of time, but you can add your honorable mentions before you go into your top 5. And I'm gonna give it to Icon first to let him anchor this shit. You know what I'm saying? Who your top 5 greatest diss records of all time, and what's your criteria for judging? Impact is one of my greatest ones of what happened after the fact. But
I'll start with my criteria. So my criteria is definitely impact. You gotta have bars in there. That I think there has to be a smidge of entertainment in it because you need people to engage in the beef, not just your opponent, but you need to bring people in to be like, yo, he's dissing this person. We need to pay attention.
Right.
Shit like that. So to start it off, number 5, I gave it to Tupac. Hit him up.
Okay.
That's my number 5. The reason because that shit kind of if it was internet back then, he broke it. He broke internet when this shit dropped. You feel me? I snatched away points because he added his homies, and I ain't really like they versus. So
number 5 as well. But
yeah, but Tupac visually it was fire. He had the fucking fake Biggie in the hair, the fake face, all that shit. That shit was hilarious. So yeah, 5 is hit him up. Number 4. I don't know if people might disagree. I gave it to The Bitch in You by Common.
Man, it's my goddamn. I should have went first.
Very close.
I'm pretty sure everybody's diss records will be in like the same ballpark though. So The Bitch in You by Common, it wasn't a lot of impact with it, but it was like, to me, it was like the nerd stands up to the jock. And it was like, the nerd really got some shit that he want to get off his motherfucker. He's swinging. Feel me? At any given day, Ice Cube could take a fall. Feel me? And then it kind of that's kind of like the style in which like original hip hop comes from, the way Common dropped his record. So it kind of made a lane for backpack niggas like myself. Yeah, that shit was fire. Number 3, well, fast forward, How to Rob, 50 Cent. Okay. I gotta put that on there. I think this is probably the only diss record. I think he has the most disses in one record on this record. I think it's like 48 artists or some shit that he called out on this motherfucking record. You feel me? This is a hungry nigga.
More of a gimmick to get attention than an actual diss stuff.
Facts. So this is a hungry nigga. He's trying to get on. He's like, what I gotta do? All my other options ain't working. I'ma just diss every motherfucking body. And it worked. You feel me? So I gotta give it to 50 for that. Number 2, big impact. This is probably the biggest impact out of all the diss records. The Bridge Is Over.
It's fucking over.
The Bridge Is Over. You feel me? It's
fuck my whole list up.
the Bridge Is Over. He's like, yo, we did it. They stole it. The sample, soon as the motherfucking song dropped, what it is.
And it was entertaining.
It's entertaining, and it's damn near a club banger.
Yeah.
When that
motherfucking time period. And that time
period. It definitely is.
That shit turned it up. And then I'm pretty sure this should be everybody's number 1, in my opinion. No Vaseline.
No
Vaseline.
I mean,
that is
I'll get into why I agree with you later. I'll get into why I agree with you for No Vaseline later. I'm gonna go with Rod the Blizz.
Real fast before I finish. This is a direct punch in the face.
A whole group.
He didn't leave no fucking crumbs.
And ended the whole group. They was never heard from again.
Done for. Nigga, Yellow went to make porn.
Go ahead, brother.
Damn. All right, so you said start with the honorable mentions, right?
You can, yeah. Give me some honorable mentions.
So far, and it may change, but the honorable mention that I'm going with right now, it would have to be Saigon's diss towards Joe Budden on and I don't even know if y'all heard it. This shit is on he did it over the Protect Your Neck beat.
Yeah.
The Wu-Tang. It's like, first things first, this nigga Joey is the worst. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, okay, that was entertaining, but yeah, I couldn't put it up there. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking of off top. So yeah, top 5. Yes, I'm gonna start with number 5. I'm gonna have to say To the Break of Dawn, LL. When he crushed, he did say he crushed Bo D Hammer and Ice-T's Curl. And he did it he did it like on that song. He pretty much just obliterated all 3 of them. I gotta give him some, like it's a sport, you know what I mean? 4. I'm gonna have to go with Ether for 4.
Okay.
Only because I saw the impact that it actually had on. I mean, mind you, like I was in B-More during the time, but like just the impact that it had on like New York City to it eventually spread like all over the damn country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, somebody stepping to J. Nas is stepping to J. I thought this nigga fell off. You know what I'm saying? He fell off with this Nostradamus shit, and now he's coming at Jay and winning. Okay.
If I close my eyes, it sounds like Big Daddy Kane is talking right now. But please accept
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. Kane voice. But yes, I'm gonna go with Ether. Because nobody expected, it. I don't want to say it's kind of like Icon's description of the bitching, you know what I'm saying? Just the nerd stepping up to the job.
Goliath, in a way.
Right. In a way.
Commercially.
Right. Because everybody was scared of Jay. Like, yo, he's the biggest, he's the go, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, fuck that.
Right.
And like, okay, great. It just showed everybody that anybody can get got.
Right.
So what? That was number 3?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah. 2 more. All right, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to yeah, for me it's a tie between all right, for number 2 it's a tie between I can't really say it's a tie. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm definitely gonna go with The Bridge Is Over.
Okay.
For number 2. Because it shut shit down for Queens for damn near a whole decade and a half. I can't really say a whole decade. Matter of fact, it shut it down for like damn near a decade, like 8 years. Until Nas came out with Illmatic, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, Queensbridge is back. Now ain't shit y'all can say those. But for something like that to shut a whole, shut shit down for damn near a whole borough for 8 years, it's a big deal.
I had to amend my list a little bit. What's number 1, brother?
Yeah, I'm going with No Vaseline.
Okay.
For this reason. That shit made national news before the record even came out. Everybody, CNN, NBC, you know what I'm saying, C-SPAN. Like, I remember just being like, look, when did it come out? Like 91? So I was like about 15, 16 years old. So I'm like, shit, I ain't even hear this record yet.
It was the No Diddy.
You
want No Vaseline. Even the name of the shit is just like a pause.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Because you know exactly where he was going with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you guys just got reamed. You know what I'm saying? With no lubrication, no Diddy. By a white dude who didn't even educate y'all on your contracts. And y'all want to come at me and I ain't even say shit about y'all when I left.
And he was writing half that shit.
I gotta shut y'all down.
Yeah.
And he wrote half that
shit.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, straight up and down, like, yo, look. When you do shit like that and like the record doesn't even come out in this and it makes the news, yeah, that's how you know you got some shit. I'm gonna go with another honorable mention too. And I know the bitch and you was on the list. I'm definitely gonna go with the bitch. I give Common this. He performed the bitch before again, this is the 90s, before the record even came out.
Yeah.
Yep. He performed that shit in LA.
That's some dangerous shit to do back then.
That's some you got guts.
Yeah.
You fucking dissing your man's, you know what I'm saying? This area is golden child. In front of the whole city before the record comes out.
His city.
All right.
That's how you know you got guts. So straight up and down, yeah.
I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna give you the skills, and then after that, I'm gonna let Slangston talk because he just likes to talk for a long time, and I'm gonna put you on
I only got
that's cool. I'm cutting right there anyway.
6-minute time limit today. Dougie Fresh, you're on. So about 2 seconds, Kareem Ali will begin to speak. So I'm gonna name my honorable mentions real fast, and I can't really say an order. I'm gonna name Wankster. I didn't really like that song in real time, but I just feel like that just led to Ja Rule's career being over. I feel like this nigga, and How to Rob was a better record for sure. But I felt like 50 took this nigga's style, used it. He ridiculed him for his own style, used it, and did it better. It was just, that's fucked up. I'm gonna go even though we had a conversation about the Drake Kendrick battle, and it wasn't necessarily up to our standards, but I felt like Meet the Grams was just a psychological exploitation in the Drake's mind. I thought that record was pretty good, and plus the record Family Matters that came before it was probably Drake's best record in that series of disses, and Kendrick put a stop to it immediately with Meet the Grams, and that's what people say. What was my other honorable mention? Maybe I'll come back to that. I was going my top 5. So at number 5, I had Hit 'Em Up, which was just so disrespectful that even in real time, I was like, "Ooh, you fucked his wife." It hurt me for a second. And I always wanted Biggie to respond. And number 4, I had The Bitch in You, because he just was repping for hip hop, and to take on Ice Cube in 91. Ice Cube was like one of the most feared black men in America back then. The perception of him was totally different than Daddy Daycare or whatever the fuck he was planning. Are We There Yet? You know, all those, it was just different, bro. Ice Cube would do interviews. He had Nation of Islam, FOI members standing behind him. White people feared Ice Cube. Of Ice Cube, and I'll get more into this later when we get to No Vaseline, which is definitely on this list. Man, if he'd have died at that point, people would have viewed him the way people viewed Tupac later on. That's how big of an impact Ice Cube had. So for Common to go at him and then diss him in LA, I can't remember the venue, but it's not someplace you really want to be talking about, as Rob put it, their golden child. At number 3, I have The Bridge Is Over, The Bridge Is Over. That shit was just, for everything Rod said, that's what Icon said about The Bridge Is Over as well. And KRS-One, I can't help but sound like this nigga when I talk. The teacher is speaking. I tried to not, but you know, my whole career's been
Kane and KRS in this
bitch. Yeah, so we got KRS Kane on the show and shit.
Versus all.
So at number 2, I'm gonna have to go with a 2-way tie between Second Round Knockout and Ether. And the reason I put Second Round Knockout is actually my favorite. I love Second Round.
You have like the same fucking list.
Second Round is ridiculous. That's why we gotta have other niggas on the show. We disagree all the time. It wouldn't really be, it wouldn't be a debate show. So Second Round Knockout is probably my favorite personal, because it's the impact it had on me when that came out at high school, the audacity to go at LL, who was basically just being a bully. I love that record. Cannabis was the man in that time period. And Ether, I remember where I was when Ether came out. It was just it was one of the illest discs lyrically, even though Takeover, people say it was a better song. It's a battle. So the disc matters. And I felt like he took Jay-Z apart, and people try to revise history now to try to say it wasn't what it was. But in real time, the world knew that Nas won. And number 1 is definitely No Vaseline. Mainly because, I mean, some people may look at the rhyme style, but you have to give credit for what it was at the time. He took away the whole group. NWA was never heard from again. And my other honorable mention was Dre Day, because they played that record for 2 summers. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre and Snoop. I love that. Was another honorable mention that was down there, probably, probably be my number 6 if I had a list or whatever. I just enjoyed the record. But skills matter. What is your list, sir? What do you agree or disagree with so far?
So I disagree with How to Rob, and the main reason I disagree with How to Rob, I think that it's a dope record, but I think that D-Dot took the sting out of that record when he was like, "This ain't serious. Being broke can make you delirious. If you're gonna say it, you should stand on it." The same way I feel like Jermaine Cole did himself a disservice. I feel like he did MC's period a disservice, and I understand why he pulled out the battle. But if you're gonna say it, you should stand on it. You feel me? If you want to bow out, but you apologize for defending yourself, looks crazy, yo. You know what I mean? Like, but I think that How to Rob is very dope, though. 50 is definitely on my list. Also, so my honorable mention, I have No Vaseline in my honorable mention. I do think that it's a vicious diss. I think that he definitely got NWA out of here, but I just don't think that it stands up to today's standards as far as like battling. Like, I understand what it was at the time, you know what I mean? And I don't want to diminish what it was, because from how people speak about it, and I wasn't there, but from how people speak about it, they speak about it like it was the first Ether. You feel me?
I was.
So Also, I agree with what you said about Meet the Grams. To me, I feel like that's the closest thing this modern era has to Ether. I think that the way that he addressed his entire family and the way that he just broke down the like who we think Drake is and who Drake really is, I just think that he did an impeccable job of destroying that man's character or highlighting his character because we really don't know who he is. We know that he is a professional actor. We know that he uses that in rap and to market different things that he does, but we don't really know who he is. But Kendrick really put a mirror up to him, and I don't think we've seen that done executed that well in a very long time.
Let's go to your top 5, bro.
All right, I got you. All right, number 5, Your Life's on the Line by 50 Cent. I believe that he just lyrically, I think he went off. I think that the hook was fire. There's a lot of quotables in there. I think that that's one of the best, the most focused that 50 was. Like he had Piggy Bank, he had What Tia Told Me. Like, 50 got mad different diss records, but to me, I feel like that's one of his best ones. And for me, that's number 5. For number 4, you got Take Over by Jay-Z. That's another joint where somebody's going off lyrically, but it was also you could play it in the club, you feel me, at the time. Also, he went at Nas, he went at Mobb Deep. It's just crazy. Number 3 for me, The Bridge Is Over. Not really much more that we can really say about that joint. It's very classic. Once you hear it, you know what it is. He not only went at Shane, he went at Molly Marley, he also went at Roxanne Shante. He basically went at the old squad. Like he didn't go at Kane because him and Kane was close or whatever, but like he definitely lit a fire under them. And like you said, they were on QT until Nas came up.
Okay.
Also, all right, number 2, you got Against All Odds. And to me, like Pop, he not only went at Biggie, he went at De La Soul, he went at Nas, he went at Haitian Jack, Jimmy Henchman. Like it was just he went at Dr. Dre. Like that joint was crazy. And then number 1, Ether. Like that song has lasting impact when the name of it becomes a phrase. Like what Rakim say, I take a word that's rarely heard.
Take a phrase that's rarely heard, then flip it, and that's a daily word. Of course, me and Vic gonna know that shit about.
Man. But yeah, that's Nas definitely caught a body on that joint. I think that just the beat was crazy, the quotables, the fact that he what is it, that Pac at the beginning?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? And like that set up a lot of different like dishes. Like now you see even, Drake using the AI voices, you feel me? But yeah, bro, like that's it. I got more on my honorable mention, but that's it as far as my
top. So I noticed no one named Checkmate by Jadakiss, Put Your Hands Up, Benny Siegel diss. No one named anything by Eminem, Kill Shot, Can a Bitch. No one named Lost Ones by Lauryn Hill. Is this in anyone's honorable mentions?
None of those.
I was just going for like the biggest one.
Right. I'm just wondering how y'all felt about some of the, because there was some pretty good other disses too. I don't know.
It's a lot. You feel me? Like I could throw.
I don't have any of those, but I have some mentions that no one mentioned.
I was going by the cultural impact that they had in light of all the other metrics that you can name. These were the ones that just blew me away. Like it just made the world stop. The other ones were good songs. We probably got to do a second show because there's not enough time to really debate this. Slangston, I'll let you go in about 7 minutes. But I want to go back and forth with some of you guys. If y'all want to come back, let's do one more. 30 minutes.
I'm down.
Okay. I'm down.
Shout out to Against All Odds. That's a really good one that I hadn't even thought. He kind of like finished everybody off on his list on that one. But so okay, I have 4 honorable mentions real quick. 1, LL Cool J, The Ripper Strikes Back. Because I think he optimized in that moment, in the heat of that battle. He used so much showmanship that like you didn't even realize that like, okay, he wasn't lyrically destroying him, but the showmanship was an all-time James Todd.
He answered him, and
yeah, people were going crazy. Like, wow, this is amazing. Same battle, same war, I would say, different battle years later. Another honorable mention is Cannabis, Rip the Jacker.
Yes.
He performed the lyrics to Rip the Jacker a cappella in England in this live show that was recorded time when people didn't have audio from live shows. He had to pause every half a bar to wait for the crowd to calm down. Like that shit is fucking all time crazy. Another honorable mention, real quick. Takeover. Gotta have Takeover's honorable mention.
Yes.
Takeover would be the battle song we'd be talking about for decades if Ether didn't happen. I mean, Takeover was so good it forced Ether to happen. Last honorable mention. I can't believe nobody mentioned this. Corrupt, calling out names. Talk about one of the most personal fucking attacks, yo. Like Corrupt was.
I ain't heard that one.
DMX in that joint, like he was, and everybody else that he went out. Like calling out names, at least to me, gets an honorable mention. All right, top 5. Me and Kareem's top 5 is so similar that it's freaking disgusting. Like it's crazy. Number 5, Hit 'Em Up. I remember when Hit 'Em Up came out. I was like, and it's like, yeah, losing some points because of the Outlaws verses. But what's crazy about all those songs the Outlaws were on, they had really good verses, but it was just like, wow, y'all here. But like, Hit 'Em Up is like the ultimate of like lyrical dozens. Like, and then like, I remember the first time we listened to the song, we got the bootleg cassette tape at my friend's grandmother's house. And it like moved my soul to be like a soothsayer. Because I looked over at the picture of white Jesus on his grandmother's wall, and I didn't think about it. It just came out my mouth. I was like, Tupac's gonna die, y'all. And it was crazy. It was like a crazy Ouija board moment. But Hit 'Em Up. It was like the whole experience. Number 4, same as Kareem's, is The Bitch in You. It's calm, the audacity of Common. Like, and this was common sense Common. Like, just lyrically went at him. Like, yo, fuck you. It was like the ultimate lyrical fuck you. Like, right in your own backyard. He's like, literally, I see the bitch in you. To the point where Cannabis later used it in his ultimate. Like Common.
You'll make the world see it too, mother.
Yo, like, 3, the bridge is over. He destroyed the whole borough. He destroyed the whole fucking borough. It's like, yeah, you had Snoop in the New York video kicking over buildings in Manhattan. But this was KRS lyrically kicking over the biggest projects complex in the world. He's just kicking it down with his rhymes like, fuck all you, fuck Queensbridge. Like, yeah, I ain't got shit on us. Like, it changed the whole culture of hip-hop history in terms of, like, what battles could be on wax. Because before then, largely, like, high-level battles were, like, in person. He was just like, nah, I'm going to destroy you, and I'm going to set up the rest of my career at the same time. But like he said in that Beef documentary, had they just not said anything to him in response, there'd be no KRS-One. But the nature of hip-hop is that. You gotta fucking stand up or you're not going to be taken seriously. And you waiting for it, and he was ready. 2 is a tie. I have a 2-way tie, but it's different from Kareem's 2-way tie. Actually, my 2-way tie is no Vaseline for all the reasons that we stated. Like Jesus Christ, he just went it in all of NWA. Just no Diddy, just all of their rectums got the lyrical rimming, and then and the other one, number 2, tie for number 2, second round knockout. Second round knockout was a whole cultural moment. Like it was another time where the shiny suits and Diddy and stuff was happening. And like for a moment, it brought lyricism back to the forefront in a way that it hadn't been in a while. So like, I remember Chuck D and some other people were on a show on MTV and they went around, was like, what's hot in hip hop right now? And everybody said, yo, that Cannabis record, that LL record, and it for a lot of ways, it helped LL's career extend. Because it gave, like, he in the liner notes of the GOAT album, he thanks Cannabis like for lighting the fire under him again. And like that battle did for it actually propelled the history of lyricism being preserved in the culture in a way that people don't realize. Because that battle prompted MTV to start doing battles on daily shows every afternoon. And then that prompted BET to respond by doing Freestyle Fridays. Freestyle Fridays on 106 and Park became this cultural phenomenon that then led to some of those first Smack cassette tapes, those VHSs, led to the Smack phenomenon, which led to the battle rap phenomenon that we see today. So all of that actually gets its ethos and its DNA starts with the LL Cannabis battle. It's directly responsible for the battle phenomenon that happened directly as a domino effect to the to the battle phenomenon in hip hop that we see today, that has been where lyricism has gone to have its Zion. And number 1, Ether. Like, for me, Ether's number 1 because I personally experienced the impact of it. Like, we didn't see it coming. There was another set of verses that had leaked on the internet that everyone thought was going to be the Nas response. Then Ether just came out of nowhere, and it was nothing like what it leaked on. It was none of what it leaked on the internet. And then that was when the X was playing on the radio in Baltimore, and they were much more hip hop heavy than 92Q, and they played that joint like 7 times straight. And me and my cousin taped the first time they played it, and we listened to that tape like 20 times that day. And we could not fucking believe what had just happened. Because a lot of people are counting Nas out. We had not. We were big Nas enthusiasts. We like, yo, Nas is gonna get him. Nas is gonna get him. But we ain't know he was gonna get him like that. Ether, like Skill said, like it has become synonymous as a term in hip hop for like when someone gets lyrically fucked up. When at the time, most people didn't even know it was a word. Like who knew what ether was? It's a chemical they use to embalm dead bodies. Like, what the fuck? And he went on rap.
Make your soul burn slow.
Big Tigger asked him, like, well, what is ether? And it's like, yo, it's science. Like, you ain't coming with science, don't come at all. That's all I got to say about it. Like, he ended it. He ended the most high-profile lyrical war that we had seen up to that point in mainstream rap. So to me, Ether gets #1 for what it did. Like, Jay-Z still propelled himself into being in the GOAT conversation, but Ether will always be just trace amounts of it left in his soul, and that's some crazy.
So I have to stand here today as what I was when I was born, a black man.
Your racism bounces off me, I'm bulletproof. Your prejudice gets deflected, I'm bulletproof. Your hatred can't penetrate me, I'm bulletproof. Our minds can't be shackled no more, nah, we know the truth. Yeah, from the spot that Malcolm stood, looking out through the window, I'm looking